peaches and the pastor. We got a love filled with joy and laughter. We gon' talk about how you and yours can master. Put God first, make the blessing come faster. You rollin' with peaches and the pastor. We got a love filled with joy and laughter. We gon' talk about how you and yours can master. Put God first, make the blessing come faster.
Roses are red, yeah, violets are blue, boy. You know I'm in love with you. We gon' ride this thing till the wheels fall off. We gon' ride this thing just like them cars. You bring the sunshine, you make my light shine. You said you love me and that you're all mine. Who would ever believe that God loved me so to give me a king that makes my life so
You rollin' with peaches and the pastor. We got a love filled with joy and laughter. We gon' talk about how you and yours can master. Put God first, make the blessing come faster. You rollin' with peaches and the pastor. We got a love filled with joy and laughter. We gon' talk about how you and yours can master. Put God first, make the blessing come faster.
Yeah, peaches. Come on, let's ride till the wheels fall off. Come on, let's ride. Peaches, let's ride. Peaches and the pastor. Come on, come on. Let's take this ride. Come on, come on. Hey, greetings and welcome back to another segment of
Peaches
and the Pastor. Hey guys, we are in summer.
and
So
we're back, babe.
And we're back.
You
Yeah.
were missing for 2 weeks.
Oh, how did
my
that make
goodness.
you? Just think how it made me feel. You know?
No.
How did it make you feel?
I was so sad.
You're sad. Yeah, but we're back. We're back together, guys. Listen, we are going to have a run on Peaches and the Pastor summertime style.
Ooh, ow, summer night.
Oh, let's call it summertime with Peaches and the Pastor. Let me put it that
Summertime
way.
with peaches and oh, I like that.
Summertime
I got my
with
summer
peaches.
hat.
Oh yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah.
And I'm not sporting my usual kangaroo special edition hat today. I'm sporting my one of my other
You got
caps.
on a summer hat. That's cool. Okay, I got you. But you didn't do your shoulder. We can't start the show
Sure, I gotta have that. Yeah.
Roll
Right,
with
right,
Peaches and the
right.
Pastor.
Peaches and the Pastor. Come on, let's roll. All right. But summertime with Peaches and the Pastor. So what happens during the summer? It gets hot. So what we're going to do, we're going to be addressing, and we'll be addressing hot topics. So yeah, we're gonna talk about sex, yeah. We're gonna talk about divorce. We're gonna talk about
who said that
I'm not
either?
trying to get with you because your breath stink. All right, we're gonna be dealing with hot
What?
topics.
Baby,
Okay,
I
hot
don't know
topics.
what you was doing for them 2 weeks. But
But let's get back on point.
Okay.
We
got
want to
you.
be relevant.
So hot topics.
Yeah.
Hot topics. I got it.
Hot topics during the summertime.
Got you.
Because this is the season when marriages are being brought together.
That's right.
A lot of plans are being executed.
Weddings,
And
receptions,
vacations.
engagements, and vacations,
Anniversaries. Those are the kinds of things that we are seeing during the summertime. But sometimes we have to just take pause and say the reality is that there are some hot topics to discuss during these times, and we're going to address some hot topics. Well, today I thought that we would talk about when you marry somebody that you are not in love with.
When you marry, so you knew you weren't in love with him?
Right. You knew this wasn't the person for you, but you did it anyway.
Oh, you did it anyway.
Yeah. There's could be all kinds of reasons why you did it. Okay, through tradition. Maybe your daddy told you to do it. Your mama told you to do it. You got to a particular age in your life where you felt like, hey, I'm not going to be living the rest of my life alone. So you did it out of the fear of being alone. You did it because you got somebody pregnant.
No, he didn't say.
Somebody's in the oven, and somebody got to take care of that which is coming out of the oven. So you do that out of obligation, or what you call doing the honorable thing. And that's and I've been there, done that. Be transparent. I doing the honorable thing over and above the love thing. Okay. And so that's an issue, and that's something that we want to address. So this is one of those hot topics we want to deal with.
That is hot. You're going to get somebody in trouble, Pastor.
Well,
you're going to get somebody.
Well, get in trouble.
No.
But get some help.
No.
All right? What we do is get the thing out on the table.
Okay, I got you.
Because some people are trying to figure out because they don't have no one to talk to. Because sometimes you hide behind these feelings, and then next thing you know, you're off doing something else. But you hide behind these feelings, and no one to talk to, because no one want to talk about these real issues. You're going home every day, and you're looking at somebody that you are not in love with. This is not the person who God brought into your life. This is not your soulmate, but you're married to that person.
If you are trying to start some real stuff up in here. But okay, I'll roll with you. I'm ride or die. Let's see where this goes.
Well, wherever it goes, baby, we got to roll together because we're peaches and the pastors. All right.
Gotta love.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Okay.
So what does that look like? What does it feel like? And we have people that have been together for years. Okay. Years, living off doing the honorable thing, living off doing what is seemingly right. But is there a discussion? Is there a type of way to discuss doing the right thing, doing the honorable thing?
Doing the right thing for the wrong reasons?
Well, there's so many different interpretations for what's right for people. And it really depends on where that person is that determines what's right for that person. And you just don't really know sometimes if your right is my right, and it just varies based on who you are and how you're thinking, the environment that you grew up in.
Oh, what about?
Because maybe you grew up in your family, maybe you grew up around your mom and dad who you knew they weren't in love with each other. They just tolerated each other. Okay? Yeah. You felt like these two people were here just to take care of us. But you never saw them taking care of each other. You start seeing them move into different rooms, and everything was separately done. The man would be off doing his thing. The wife would be doing her thing, but the family could pick up, and that family and kids are not stupid. They can pick up those feelings that are sitting out there, So we want to just throw some things out on the table, guys. I'm not going to be here. We don't have a whole lot of time. We're trying to fix you. Okay, fix the problem. But we're going to certainly get it out there, and we're going to stay with it, and maybe through our discussions, maybe we'll come up with some sound things for you, because this is Peaches and the Pastor. All right?
Well, what about those that are just getting married? And we see it a lot on that are just excited about wedding day. Everybody's been pumping up being married, the beautiful dress, the fairy tale wedding, all your friends, food, family, fun, dance, and then it's over.
And then it's over.
The day is over, then what?
Yeah, right. It's over.
Reality sets in.
Right. So for the past 2 years, you've been planning for this big day
event, right?
And after it's all over, then you're looking at each other and saying, "What in the world are we supposed to do now?"
Right. The day is over. All that planning and all that energy, and then it's all over.
Right. So I think that we take our time, and this is one of the things that we do. This is one of the help notices I'm going to give. Take your time. Don't rush into anything. So, but we hear that all the time. Because you're taking your time doesn't mean that you're necessarily doing everything during that time to make sure you're making the right decision. Okay? All right?
Yeah.
So when you're taking your time, what kinds of things are you doing in taking your time? And I would suggest that you make sure that you know what you want. Don't settle, right?
Oh my goodness, that right there, what you just said, that's everything to me. How about when everybody around you is married and you just marry the person because you want to be married like them?
See?
What about that?
See, that's right. That's another. That's another thing. Everybody.
On a lifelong commitment.
Right.
Don't you settle on that.
You go into the class reunion and you vow. When I go to my 10-year class reunion, my 20-year class reunion, I'm gonna make sure I have a ring on my finger. Somebody gonna be with me on that day.
All you gotta do is be breathing. You just have to be breathing. That's all you.
But that person is not the person that you are in love with. You know, you get that?
Yeah.
Peaches, I am in love with you.
Yes. You heard that, ladies.
I'm in love with you. All right. And I enjoy coming home because I am in love with you. I enjoy just us hanging out doing nothing because I'm in love with you. And I want to do it. But everybody are coming home don't have that same sense. We're going to talk a little bit more about this. I think we're getting ready to go to a break.
Talk more about this. This is some good stuff. I hope we don't get nobody in trouble. Listen, we are coming back on WOBU.
You keep saying that. I think we're helping people.
I think so too, but I don't know.
Right.
Some people think they really are in love. No, some people think that their spouse is in love with them, and then this is shedding light on on those that have been, like you said, keeping it quiet and under wraps for all this time, and they know that they really aren't.
And yeah, you're keeping it under wraps for all this time because of the fear of embarrassment, the fear of the backlash that you'll get, the fear of the confrontations that you will receive. Wow. But guys, you know what? We have to put stuff out on the table. You know what I mean? Is it fair for you to be married to somebody that you don't love and the person don't know it? Shouldn't we discuss these things? Shouldn't we have these things? This is why counseling is so important.
Yes, it is.
And you
I don't know how you come.
Hey, Dr. Michelle Clark, counselor, doctor, biblical and Christian counseling. We have skilled people, persons like yourself. WOVU. And this is when we need to draw onto those people that can help us in these situations. Hey, we'll be right back, right?
We'll be right back with more of Summer Nights for Peaches and the Pastor. We're back with Peaches
and the Pastor.
Talking about summer hot topics, right? Summer hot topics.
I've been married to someone that you're not in love with. And we're just pulling different things from that topic.
First off, we want to say thank you to our WOBU listeners. Our voices united. Thank you for this family that has come and joined our Peaches and the Pastor family, baby.
Amen. And TrinityStrong Kingdom Broadcast.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get back into it.
Okay.
So, you're married to someone that you're not in love with. Can you make it?
Can you make it?
Well, and I contend to say that there's a huge, a large group of the marriage segment, okay, that are with or in relationships where other things are functioning. The dedication may be there, the faithfulness is there, the money is there, the financial pieces are there. Bills are being paid. Things are seemingly going very well in that respect. Okay? But the passion that comes with love is not present. Okay, but those other things are functioning.
Okay.
So what do you think?
Let me just jump in if I
Come
may.
on, jump in. Yeah.
Because I just don't think in long-term relationships, when you're married for years and years and years, will you always be passionately in love with the other person? I just don't think so. I think marriage is a cycle of things. Life is a cycle. It's a journey, and you will be in and out of love. You love that person. You're in and out of like and the passion and all that stuff. It's not going to always be there.
So you talk about passion. So are there different stages of passion? That maybe passion is shown in different ways as you get older? Is that fair to say?
I think so. I think so. I just don't know if you be, tearing your spouse's clothes off for over 45 years or every year. You know what I mean? It's just different.
Yeah, so you're not tearing the clothes off. You're not tearing the clothes off, but you are wailing in tears when your spouse is 5 or 10 minutes late. You can't, because you miss your spouse, you miss her, you miss him, or your spouse have to leave and go on a vacation, go on a business trip or something, and you can't get him or get her off the phone because you can't stand to be away from that person. So maybe some things are just different. But I contend to say that, and I don't want to lose passion. I want passion.
Yeah,
I want excitement.
Well, I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
You want it. And I think in life, you have different things that come up that you won't be, all the time that way so passionate about.
But you want it. When
But
you
you
want
want it,
something,
yeah.
you go after it, right?
Yeah,
So you do the things that promotes, that drives these things that you want. Just wanting something and sitting back, that doesn't get it. Okay? When you're passionate about something, you want something, you go after it, and you do whatever it takes, to make sure those things are done. All right.
So what
Great.
I'm hearing you say is if you are married, and you might be in a lull, I think that's how marriages are. They're good, they're bad, they're ups and downs. You be riding high financially, and you hit a pitfall, and now you're down, but you're not out. You know what I mean? Then what you said was if you want it, you go seek it. And I think if you both want it, you'll find it. Now, here's the problem: is when the other person wants it and the other one doesn't. Now, or is done or wants to do something. That's when you got an issue.
Yeah, and I agree. And so when we're dealing with a marriage where love is not, you love the person, but you're not in love. And let's make sure we're clarifying some things. Sure, you love the person, but you're not in love with that person. And there's a difference. You want to talk about the difference between loving a person and being in love with a person?
Well, yeah, you love a person. You've been with them. You've created these bonds. Some of us, you have these soul ties with these people. You love them. You have established some history, and you love them. And versus being in love, like where you were saying, when you're passionate about one another, when you can't wait to be with each other, when you're holding hands as you walk in the grocery store and all this and that. But I think it's also about emotional choices too, and that's why in this society it's hard to stay in love because you have so many other distractions. You have social media. Do you like my picture? You gotta have naked people on there. You're comparing your spouse. You got all these things with your job that's taking away time from your relationship. You have so many distractions that can come in and take the time and the energy of the relationship that you can get in a lull. The thing is to be both committed. I personally love how you would always make sure that we stay intentionally committed in our time to each other. That's important, because if you're doing something that's taking all your time and I'm doing something that's taking all my time, where is the time that we have together to create these emotional bonds? You're giving it away to other things. So when you make the commitment to be married, you also have to make the commitment to be intentional about staying in love. That's what I believe.
Well, you did a really, really good job there, Peaches.
Thank you.
All right. See, we're rolling. Good time. So again, we're just putting some things out on the table and give me a few nuggets, but we're not here really to fix everything today. We got to come back next week, and we're going to continue with this conversation. So you get it. So you began to bring in. You can marry, certainly, and be in love with the person that you've married, but then some things could happen that could attack that love, and then that's another thing. All right, but here we are. Let's deal with what's on the table. You know that you've married somebody that you're not in love with, but you have those other things that are working. Okay, you have the faith. He's not, or she's not, skipping on you, or what do you call it, tipping? What is it, skipping, tipping?
Creeping.
Creeping. That's that term, creeping. What is that? Is there a new term for creeping now? I know it has to be a new term. Every now and then I try to keep up with some. Maybe one of our
let's see. What's another word?
I think we're getting ready to get something now. All right, in a minute. Okay. We're getting ready to get something now. Side through.
What is that?
Slide through.
Oh,
that's slide through. Is that side through? I was saying, what is a slide through? He didn't put the L there. It's slide through.
Creeping, tipping, slide through, whatever. You get the picture.
So all those other things that work, but can you survive without? Can a marriage survive without being in love with your spouse?
Oh boy. Well, I think to your point, lots of marriages have. I've known several couples that have stayed married years. I mean, lots of years that have been sleeping in two separate bedrooms for most of the time and have two separate lives almost. One, whether one stays home, one works, one whatever. It's just I agree, and I believe that it's a part of our marriage where we have to agree that when something shifts to something else, we have to call it what it is. Yeah.
And that's why we need to put things out on the table. Okay.
That's
because
good.
we know what a marriage is and we know what it is not. Now, because you're tied together through a legal bindingship of a license doesn't make you married. Okay. Now, you may, again, functioning in a marriage, yes, it requires love. It requires faith and dedication and commitment. It requires all those things. But we have to address the elephant in the room. You're not in love with that person.
So
You're not. And so you bring that out on the table. At some point we got to talk about it.
Well, I like
because I don't believe that person should a person feel like she's loved, like he or she is loved, but he is not loved. I believe that we ought to talk about these things.
Okay, so once you tell that other person that you're married
make sure
to,
make sure you get your dinner, make sure all your bills are paid, make sure
let me get
before you
this
say
right,
anything.
because I just want to make sure I'm clear. Once you go to this person that you are married to and have been married to, that you are committed to sharing everything with, and you tell them,
baby,
I'm not in love. I don't know how you say that. I don't know how many babies you could say that's going to sugarcoat that statement. That statement is going to tear I mean, I don't know.
You gotta say,
about
but I love you, but I'm not in love with you.
Oh, okay. So, ladies, if you're out there and you hear me, you know what I'm saying. This is Peaches talking. Peaches. Okay. Lady
Talk,
Michelle.
Peaches. Talk.
You hear your man tell you, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. You already know what it is. That's just not gonna work.
Well, she's gonna probably say this back to you. Say, guess what, honey?
She ain't gonna say, honey.
I love you, but I'm not in love with you. Because you know how, women have tendency to come right on back with something equal. Because you're not going to get outdone.
That's going to be more than equal. That's going to tip the scale. I'm going to be past equal. She about to scratch your eyes out. I'm telling you right now. But listen, I understand what you're saying, putting it out. But I think it's a way to say things. And I don't know if that's the statement. Maybe, you think about how you're going to phrase that. Maybe we need to work on our love. Some things, some phrases like that.
Well, then that's when we get back to Dr. Michelle Clark, biblical and Christian counseling.
Right.
This is when you use professionals, because what you want to do, you want to be at a level where you're not surviving in your marriage.
And that's good. And I understand what you're saying. You're saying, listen, you want the best life, the best marriage you can have in your best life. And I get it. I get you want to pull that out. How do we get there? Now, I'm not sure. Dr. Clark is very blunt, and that's probably how he would say that. But I'm saying that you work on that phrase before you put that out there, and then work on ways to get to that point.
Well, in a counseling session, that's going to be one of the things that's going to come out. And that question is going to come out in every counseling session. Do you love your husband? Do you love your wife? Are you still in love with your husband? Are you still in love with your wife? And probably somewhere in that context of discussion and probing and going into the depths of your courting, even before you were married, somehow or another, something might come out from one of those mouths that will say something like, well, you know what? I don't believe I've ever been in love with my husband.
I
don't believe I've ever been in love with my wife.
Somebody in some serious trouble.
But that's real talk.
Well, I'm telling you now, if you ever feel that way about me, you better work with a counselor to say it right. You say that wrong, it's going to be some furniture.
Give me this back.
It's going to be some furniture.
But we have to, but in those but I do not suggest that you do that without the aid of a professional Christian spiritual counselor. You need assistance to pull certain things out. But once these things get out and it's on the table, then we can figure out how to put those pieces together.
Well, that's good stuff. You're just talking about being transparent, putting things out there so you can live your best life.
That's what's most important, man, because you don't want to be just living on eggshells. And then you trying to figure out why things aggravate you, why things trouble you so easily with your spouse.
Babe, we're going to have to pick this up on next week, Peaches and the Pastor, because we are out of time. That went so fast. I hope we helped somebody out there. Listen, work on that phrase, because Dr. Clark going to get somebody in some big trouble. We love you, and we'll see you next week. God bless.
Peaches and the Pastor.
That's right.